Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, my name is Shereen and I'm really glad you're here. Today I'm coming to you from my kitchen with a very exciting, family favorite recipe, which is waffles and homemade whipped cream. We absolutely love this recipe. We make it all the time and I'll show you how I make it, and I store it in the freezer for easy weekend breakfasts. But I wanted to include that at this time because Valentine's Day is just around the corner and I thought this would make the perfect, cutest little breakfast or brunch you want to have with your loved ones. So without further ado, let's get started. So first we're gonna start with the waffle. Stop, miter. And I have here a cup and 3/4 of 2% milk. You can use any kind of milk that you want. I prefer 2%. And to that, I'm gonna add 1 3/4 tablespoon of vinegar. And what that does, basically, it turns the milk into buttermilk, which is the kind of liquid you need to make waffles. I'm gonna mix this up and add it to 2 cups of flour. So 2 cups of flour and 1 3/4 cups of milk or buttermilk.
Buttermilk.
And to that, I'm adding half a cup of butter, 2 eggs. Myra's gonna help me crack the other one. Here you go.
I'm getting good at cracking white eggs.
You are getting good at cracking eggs. Thank you, Myra. 1 tablespoon of baking powder, 1 tablespoon of sugar, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and half a teaspoon of rose water. Now, I only use rose water because it's the only baking scent I have at home, but you can actually use vanilla or any other baking scent that you prefer. That's it. That's all of our ingredients all in one bowl. Super easy and simple. I'm gonna use my hand mixer to mix it all up. All right, here's our waffle batter. It's ready to go in the waffle iron. Okay, here's my cute little waffle iron. It makes 3 waffles at a time, heart-shaped, super cute. I'll try to find one similar and link it for you guys, but this one is pretty old, so I'm not sure if I can find the same thing. And my waffle iron also gives me a sound indicator when it's ready for the batter and when the waffles are cooked all the way. So what you want to do with your waffle iron is kind of play around with the settings a little bit and just figure out how much batter you need per mold and how much time you need to wait and so on. For mine, I find that I need to cover the mold completely with the batter in order for my waffle to be nice and full. While I'm waiting for my waffles to cook, and this is gonna take some time because I can only do 3 at a time, I'm gonna work on the whipped cream. For the whipped cream, I like to use a jar or some kind of vertical container like this because when I'm done making the whipped cream, I like to just cover it and put it in the fridge. I like to use it on my coffee, or if Myra's having pancakes or waffles, she loves having whipped cream with it, and I do too, but I try really hard to control how much I dig into that jar. Anyways, this is a container that has measuring on the side already, so I really like it for that reason. And to that, I'm gonna add heavy whipping cream. So today I think I'm just gonna make 1 cup, and to that I'm gonna add powdered sugar. I don't have an exact amount of sugar that I add. I do like to add very little bit because I do think that the homemade whipped cream is already full of flavor and really dense, and I don't need to add more calories to that. But to my 1 cup of heavy cream, I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of powdered sugar. Now, once you're halfway through the mixing, you can actually taste your whipped cream and see if you prefer it to be a little more sweet, and you can still add powdered sugar halfway through. Because I'm using this vertical container, I still want to use my hand mixer, but I'm only going to use one of these attachments. This is the Whisk attachment, but I'm only going to use one side so that it fits nicely in here, and it does work like that. Look at these waffles. Oh my goodness, they are super cute. I'm gonna carefully remove them onto the baking rack because you do want them to air nicely from both sides. And there's my waffle iron telling me that it needs more. Taking a break from the whipped cream is absolutely okay. So this is what I do. I whip the whipped cream, and when the waffles are ready, I take a break. I check on my waffles. They're not quite ready yet, so I'm gonna let them go a little bit longer and go back to my whipped cream. This process does take a while with a hand mixer, so if you have a KitchenAid, you're welcome to use that. I feel like when I'm making such a small amount, the KitchenAid doesn't quite work. Usually I'll use the KitchenAid if I'm making like 2 or more cups of heavy cream, turning it into whipped cream. I don't mind this process at all right now, especially because I still have to stand here and finish the waffles. It has like a soft peak, but we want to go a little bit longer to create a little bit of a harder peak. But you don't want to go too far, because if you go too far, your whipped cream would turn into butter. So you want to keep an eye. Once you reach a soft peak, you want to keep an eye, so you just want to stop at the right consistency that you want. Voila, we have whipped cream, you guys. Look at this. So good. So good, so good. Okay, I'm gonna set this aside and check on my waffles. Wow, look at these waffles. They're so perfect. Oh my goodness. That's it, you guys. I made the waffles and they came out so beautiful and so delicious. Like you saw, this recipe is super easy, super quick to put together. And the thing is, in our house, only Myra and I are like waffle lovers. Like seriously, we can eat them for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And so we obviously don't finish the entire batch at once. So they freeze really, really well. And they warm up super good. And of course, the whipped cream, we made the whipped cream super stiff, super delicious, and of course a lot healthier and like more dense than the store-bought ones. Subscribe to my channel if you want to see more videos, but if not, it's fine. I'm just really glad you were here for this one, and I'll see you next week.